Welcome to the Birds of Feather survey room. This is going to be the intro to survey. So I've opened up V11 here, and one of the first things you'll notice is the difference in between the panels. Very similar to the old way. You still got your view panel here, and if you hover over that you can see what the last screen capture was in your previous job. The main reason for changing the look of the panel is so that these panel will fit onto the tablets for guys using 12D field. So I'm going to create a new project, so we'll just select new and just put it into this conference job, and we'll call it intro to survey. Cap locks off. Okay, so I'm just going to hit the word new down the bottom. Now we don't have any environment configurations set. This is the way 12D ships out of the box. So now we create these sets of views here. If you don't like these, you can change that from the setups file, but I think you'll find that they come in quite in handy. So I've got a survey view here. Now we've got some of our favourite toolbars that we've set. We've even put some workspaces to make it a little bit easier. So if we go under project management workspace, load setups, we've got a few in there in the setups. Or you can click on the toolbar, this one here, load workspace, and go to setups. So if we look at the survey one, so it sets up our toolbars here, the typical CAD ones, some survey ones, global measures, the directory to the working folder, customer, user lib, setups folder, and the library. And also gives you a little warning there, do not edit on those ones, and then that will just explore to a local folder. So I'm just going to copy some files in. So I'm going to put these into my working folder to make it easy to work with. So I'm just going to put that over here and get my 12D and just show you some of the great new features of 12D V11. So in the name box, you'll see some differences when you hit there. We don't just have the standard names file that we used to set, which wasn't really good for much survey purposes. So under here now we've got a whole heap of codes that have been generated based on the Brisbane City Council, or now the South East Queensland Code Library. So if we have a look at these vegetation, you can see all the codes there. So if we have a look at this tree here, VETRE, hit select, it populates all of the information there, and we're missing one little toolbar. I'll just turn it on. So under view toolbars, and you'll see there's a whole heap of extra new toolbars that we've added in as well that you can turn on and off. So the one that I'm looking for is the attributes control bar. So when I turn that, when I typed in the code VETRE, it populated 4 attributes into the attribute list here. So if I hit edit, it shows here that there's a species, spread, trunk diameter, and height. So I can change them to gum 10, 0.3, and height I'll make 15. Okay, so then just hit set, finish, and now when I create a tree, create a point, that tree will be given those attributes. So if I hit the shortcut key, which is F8, and pick on that tree and accept, it's populated those attributes there straight away for you. So it just makes it a lot easier rather than having to go create the trees and then adding the attributes on later. It means you can add them onto the fly. And how that was done is under the names.4d, if I hit the edit, and if we have a look at the attribute data, when the code VETRE is typed in, it populates these 4 attributes. We've also got the similar one for anything with RCP typed onto the end of it. So if I have a look at, say, a stormwater survey, and this one, just try and find the code, so stormwater pipe, and if I type 500 RCP and hit enter, it populates the one attribute saying that it's a material and concrete. So if I have a look at the pipe data here, if I had have typed in one here, I'll try this one at 375 this time. So I'll type in, make this 375 and hit enter. This time when I type in code that's recognized here, so it's a DRP 375 RCP, it populates this new pipe control bar, and it knows that it's an invert justified and it's a 375. So now if I create a pipe, creates that, and if I turn off the line styles, you can see that it's a pipe there. So toggle my line styles back on. Also, if I type in if I have a look at, if I hit my edit here and go to the pipe ones, I've also made one up here 1200 by 600, so you could make up a few different ones that you like. So if I put in that 1200 by 600 RCBC and hit enter, because I had the code on after the RCBC on there. So if I do that, bang, bang, toggle off line styles, and that's now a 1200 by 600 RCBC. So if I hit F2 and pick on that, oops, sorry, pick, right click, segment, see how it's set to be a culvert string, 1200 by 600. Okay, so I'm just going to delete all of these. Also, I'll just go back and make a few trees. So if I make it same as that and hit my edit and put in maybe a willow, and I'll make that spread of 20, 0.6 and 15. Set. I'll make a couple more trees. And I'll do a palm. Set. Don't have to have that open, I'll just close that. Turn my line styles back on. There's just a generic symbol that's coming up. So if I want to create a map file of that, I've got some over here. So if I have a look at my map files, and this is some great new features with V11, is I can just drag and drop a map file to have a look. So if I drag and drop that into there, it will open up that map file editor. So if I look at under the symbols tab, under string, I've got set some 3 here, one for gum, willow and palm, and some symbols here as well. Okay, so I'll hit finish, and I've put that into a chain so that it will automatically map those, and then also label the chain, label them as well. So if I drag and drop the chain onto the view, I can hit run, and there's my chain. So the drag and drops will make things a little bit easier, and if I hit the plus button, I can turn on the labels. The other cool thing in V11 is this view properties here. I can click on that, go to settings and change my plot scale, and I'll set that down to 250. And there's some great new things in here as well. So if I just hit finish there, and there's my trees. Okay, and if I happen to go chucking in another one, if I just make that back to willow, set, finish, chuck in another couple, and utilities, chains, run. Beautiful. So it's quite a nifty little thing there. The other thing you can do with this is with the models, you can bring up a list of the models, and you can turn ones so models are on the view or off the view. You can turn them on, off, so you can say all on or all off, and just add them on. So if I go to my drainage, I just want to add that one on, so it just adds the drainage ones in. The other one, managers, we've got up here, so the workspace, project manager, view manager, model manager. So if we have a look at that, here's some of the project models, so I can just highlight them, hit delete. It's quite good that it also gives you the extents of the view as well, of the data or of the model, and so I can just delete them there, straight out of there. It makes life so much easier. So now I just want to bring in some data. So I've got my 12DA here, so I can just drag and drop that, read. Did I get that? I'll just hit read, and there's my survey data. Couple of the other new features, if I go to my create a new tin, create triangulate data, so I'll just call it tin and copy that. So I've got the similar boxes what you've used to seeing before, the preserve strings, weed tin, cell method, remove bubbles, triangle data, and now there's this new one, color by triangle data. So if you have a DXF or a DWG of some triangle faces that you're triangulating, it will match the colours that you already have on those faces. So it's very good if you've already got some visualized data that you want to triangulate. So I'll just go to my data. This is all very basic stuff for you guys. One of the other cool things now in V11 is you can use the same as button, the middle button, for the view boxes. So I can middle click, and pick the view that I'm in. So nulling, and triangulate. So that's one cool thing I just show you there, is all of the models that make up this tin are now stored, and they always have been stored away in models, add tin models or remove tin models. And one of the cool new toolbars is add tin models or remove tin models. So if I hit add tin models to the view, there's the tin. So all the models that make up the tin existing, I want them turned on. So that adds that straight to the view. So that's a great new feature there as well. So I'll just save that. So that's getting pretty close to a lot of stuff, a lot of information in a short amount of time. So I'll just pass on to Graham for the next one. Before we go, I'll just show you this in the 3D view. So I'll just I'll use this little tool here, View Models Transfer, been around for a long time. So it says select source view. You've probably all seen this before, so I can just pick and accept in the source view, go into my 3D view, pick and accept, and it will automatically add all of the models that were on in the other view on into this view. Okay, so I just want to be able to pan and move this data around a bit. This is old news, but it's from V10, but it's got some great features in here. So I'm just going to go tile vertical, and then maybe minimize a couple of these views. Window tile vertical. And a great feature that was brought out in 10 is the movie camera here, or plan camera. So I can bring it over here, and I can hit set, and I'll turn off from here my tin, and I can see a target here, and somewhere down this way a little bit further will be a camera. So if I hover over the camera and hold down on my left button, I can drag the camera around and move it wherever I like, and as you can see it's orbiting around the 3D view there. Or I can move the target, or if you look down the bottom, there's a couple of little options we have down near the output window, and if I hit L for lock, it locks them both in position, and I can move them at the same time. So it's good if you want to keep the same distance. Or now I can hit L for unlock and go back to moving them around. Okay, that's about it for me. Thank you.